Good morning. We after we had our dinner, we stayed in a local ryokan, the Japanese typical stylish type of hotel, in a very vicinity of the restaurant. We are now in a local, very small and nice cafe, which is at the same time a car rental agency. So we're gonna have our first morning coffee here, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy the day. It's gonna be a quite unusual activity for us, but I'll show you after.
This is 夜は何時まで開いてるんですか？
ここは5時半です。
5時半まで。
5時半、はい。
And here they prefer customers to leave the pin of the country they are coming from. So I'm gonna leave one pin here for the Serbia.
That's about Yorkshire. There we go.
We're gonna have some small adventure now, and we're gonna rent one of these. So we're gonna use this opportunity to explore an island a little bit.
No traffic today, which is good. Wacky races, eat your heart out.
We can't go any faster, right?
No, this is it, this is flat out. This is Formula Slow.
I can maybe jump out and run next to the car like a Buster Keaton in a general.
I feel my cheeks got wobbly with the acceleration.
I hope we don't run out of the juice in the middle of the road. That will be highly embarrassing.
From the farm.
Oh, okay, that's a farm here.
And
Yeah.
today, this year is a finish.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. More worry.
Yeah, 終わりました。
Wow. And then
other lake in the fourth place in Ireland.
is that right?
Yeah,
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 yeah. And there's on the far side there's a prawn
Yes,
farm
yes,
as well,
yes,
isn't
yes,
there?
a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
で12月で終わりますね。毎年お米と一緒で毎年作る。
ああ。じゃあ季節的に。
Yes.
あ。Okay.
ただ今が一番美味しい。
Yeah.
A guy we just talked with was Mizobe-san, and he was more than just a guide for random tourists that were visiting Ireland. He was in fact the owner of the car rental office we visited, and one more agricultural business that you're about to see soon. Okay, we just arrived at the Himeshima Lighthouse, so we're gonna climb up there to see what it looks like. On the way to the lighthouse, we stumbled upon this heart-shaped sakura tree stump. Legend has it that it contained the spirit of the Korean princess that fled from home in order to avoid unwanted marriage. Aside from this stump, there are a couple of more sightings that are connected to the same legend that, by the way, is the reason why this island is called Princess Island in the first place. This is the house where the lighthouse guy lived. and these are the stations for the fuel that was used to power up the light on the lighthouse. This seems like a small museum of the history of the lighthouse. And then we found them, papayas. Not just a box, but the whole plantage was there. It turned out that Mizobe-san, I mentioned earlier, was also supporting this agricultural venture, trying to diversify island industry and engage locals in food production that could help local economy. On the way back over the north side of the island, we noticed these white ribbons attached to fences of the random houses, drying on the sun. So we decided to check out what it was.
So we just drove past and saw this stuff hanging on the fence here, and actually we thought it was squid to begin with, and I went and asked the old lady, and she didn't speak, she just pointed to a big basket full of daikon. So this is, they're making hoshi daikon, dried daikon. Just drying it naturally in the sun. For those of you who don't know, daikon, that's Japanese radish basically, so it's a root vegetable, slightly tangy taste to it. It's very good in stews and stuff. So what do you think of Himeshima so far then, Amanya?
I think it's super interesting. I think it's a really good thing we came here. Every island in Japan, every spot in Japan has its own history, which is not really covered by Japanese government as much as it should be.
Yeah.
I think they don't invest too much in promoting certain areas. I mean, they do in a way, but it's still a very small number of people who know this stuff. And they're not really tourist friendly. I mean, you have the ferry terminal, a couple of izakayas, and they open like 7-8 p.m. and that's it. Nothing much you can do on the island at night. I mean, I guess that's the law of supply and demand.
I guess so, yeah.
But yeah, I think they should invest more. Like this electric vehicle stuff is an excellent to begin with, promoting like ecotourism and
yeah, I mean this island I think would make a fantastic tourist spot for a lot of people because it's just off the north coast of Kyushu, so it's very easy to get to, and the water is crystal clear, isn't it? It's so gorgeous. It's just transparent when you look into the seawater. And it's an interesting island as well, because I thought, like most Japanese islands, there would be nothing but the fishing industry here, but surprisingly we've come across daikon, oroshi daikon production, and we've seen a papaya farm, and also it's quite famous apparently as a geopark. There's a lot of very interesting geothermal features here in the land, sort of recumbent folds made from volcanic activity, cooling and that sort of thing. So you've got some very interesting rock formations, geodes, that type of thing. So actually there's a lot here packed into a small space. Definitely worth a visit.
So here we have the sign Inoshishi Chui, which means beware of the wild boars. They probably live somewhere nearby, and they can be quite unfriendly toward humans, especially when they have the babies. Unfortunately, I didn't have telescopic lens, so you cannot see it clearly, but in front lies one of the 7 wonders of Himeshima, a small reef which hosts an even smaller shrine dedicated to fisheries sea god. We were just on time to return the cart, and we had again small chat with Mizobe-san when he kindly explained the model of his business.
太陽光で発電したものを蓄電装置に貯めて、さまざまな電気自動車や事務所の電気として使ってます。すべて再生可能なエネルギー 100%、はい、ですのでうちがやってるレンタカーはゼロエミッションの交通になります。以上です。
なるほど。And before we left, we decided to monkey around for a bit more.
Heading back to Marine Pier now, just a 3 or 4 hour journey south down the coast, and there's a little bit of wind, so hopefully we'll get some nice sailing in. So goodbye to Himeshima. We had a fantastic visit.
Okay, so we just left the port in Himeshima, and the good news is we have about 10 knots of wind. Not bad, not good, but not bad either. But a good thing is that we are almost on the run. We are almost on a perfect downwind course. So the configuration wing on wing we tested yesterday, we actually have a chance to test it in practice now with the moderate wind. We installed again the same setup, and we are doing quite good. We have a 4.6 knots of boat speed with 10 knots of wind. We arrived just before it got pitch black, happy that we were blessed with a good wind for that day, and a bit sad that this adventure was coming to an end. That of course didn't stop us from visiting a local yakiniku restaurant a bit later and summing up some impressions and plan our next exciting journey. And don't worry guys, you will be invited for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and please, as always, like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button for notifications about future contents. Thanks again and see you soon.